What's up, everybody? On this beautiful Sunday evening. It is Sunday, right? All my days merged together. Half the time, I don't know what day it is. What's up, Kenny2644? Hope you're having a good weekend. Silverlicious, nice to see you in the chat. Hope things are going well for you. Want to get on here, answer some questions, see what everybody's doing out there. Hopefully, everybody's having a great beginning of winter, I guess. Hope you're all prepped up for that. Down here, and it's weird. I can't say South Florida anymore. The weather is definitely different where I'm at. And I wouldn't have thought that it would have been that much of a difference. But 34 degrees. Oh, wow. I want to see how hot it is right here. I mean, it's warm, but it ain't no. Hold on, where are we at? I don't think I got a weather thing on my phone. I usually delete all my apps. It's 76 degrees right now. Yeah. It's going to get at 6 a.m. It will be bone chilling 69 degrees. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Tomorrow, 6 a.m., 9 a.m. Tomorrow is actually going to be cold, like all day, which will be nice because I think tomorrow, wow, we got a whole setup going on over here. What is this? My wife's bringing out all the computers. Who we got in here? What's up, Richard? What's up, Copper Catcher? How's that new mod treating you on that tire machine, man? That was a good use of that function that I guess you weren't going to be using for tires anymore. If y'all haven't seen that, go check out the Copper Catcher and the mod that he put on his compressor electric motor cut-in tire machine. Pretty interesting. Hello. What's up, Mike? Mike Dennis. Going well. 11 degrees in Illinois. Is that Illinois? Nah, man, that's I can't do that. What's up, Christian Turner? Freezing in Atlanta. Hey, Mom, what's up? How's the weather in New Jersey? I'm originally from New Jersey, and I do not miss the winters. Tell you what. When I was up there, let's see, I used to do like mechanic work, working on cars in the middle of winter. Was horrible. Everything's cold. $73 on the Big Island of HI. Is that Hawaii? We got someone from Hawaii in the chat. Wow. Cape Coral in the house. Ranch. Man, Cape Coral. I used to have some customers over in Cape Coral. That is Hawaii. That's sweet, man. And active volcanoes, I hear. That's crazy. Yeah, I guess every region, wherever you're at, there's always something you got going on that people are like, oh, that's crazy. Like I remember I still to this day get people like, oh, how do you deal with the hurricanes in Florida? It's like, one, they're not that bad. Like to me, it's just a lot of wind and rain. I mean, some of them are crazy and dangerous, and people do die. It's not no joke, nothing to snare at, but it's like, well, Florida's kind of crazy because we have all kinds of crazy things. There's a guy on, I think he's on Instagram. I think his name is OMG. It's Wix. He's a comedian, a black dude. I think he's from like northern Florida, but he's always like got videos about the craziness that is Florida. Like we got crazy gators everywhere. And I mean, like if there's water, most likely there's a gator. I'm surprised I haven't found one in this pond over here. We got snakes. Matter of fact, I was just warned about snakes yesterday. We had an incident, which I'll tell you here in a minute. And I wind up meeting a lot of my neighbors. Okay. And I was warned about the one property about rattlesnakes. And there's a lot of them, which is literally right next to my property. So that was kind of concerning. He said not too long ago he just pulled a big 5-foot rattlesnake. So anyway, other things like that Florida has, we got snakes. There's a big python problem down in the Everglades. There's actually crocodiles down here as well. So, and then you have Hawaii. There, you got volcanoes and whatnot, and the Midwest of the country. There's tornadoes. So wherever you're at, there's always something. It seems like Florida has it all because last year we had tornadoes in Palm Beach County. I mean, like real deal crazy tornadoes. Are you okay over there? Yeah, there's a lot to watch out for down here, and that guy OMG at Twix is always talking about the drivers in Florida. It is insane when you're in the high populated areas. Like it's like a free for all on some of the highway. 95 is nuts. Let's see what we got here. I just came in. It was 60 and foggy. We get some crazy fog rolling through over here. 26 degrees in central Wisconsin. That's crazy. My brother lives in Oshkosh. I don't even know what that is. Huh. Copper catcher. I blew apart the pliers. So I got to make a new set. Oh, yeah. I seen those pliers you were running. I didn't know how well that was going to work because it wasn't pulling from the center. I remember you mentioned something about the horse clipper things. Those would probably work a lot better. Those are kind of the same setup that Empire Dirt runs. Palmetto bugs. Oh, yeah. Giant palmetto. Most people think they're cockroaches. There's a difference between a roach and a palmetto bug. What's up, Steve? You scrapping?
Do you need a drink?
Yes, please. Lemon water. You had to watch e-waste Ben turn in $11,000 worth of e-waste. Holy crap, man. How many computer chips was that? Oh, so hold on, let me just catch up on the chat here. What's up, Henry? We're doing pretty good. I'm a little sore from running around. I don't think I've ran around that much in a while. Did you find my new screwdriver? My friend in Boca is complaining about the cold starting. Yeah, I did find my new screwdriver. And the cold that we get in Florida is, wow, what was that? Sound like one of my horses was running. The cold that we get in Florida is not, I mean, if it gets below like 70, people are freaking out. Like literally. Hi, good night. Okay. Nikki something. Well, thanks for stopping by. What's up, living off scraps? Oshkosh is a city. I'm probably butchering that. Is a city in Wisconsin. Okay. 27 and snowing. Wow. I do I do miss the snow. I always had a fun time in the snow, but I don't I mean I could take it for a couple of days, but then I gotta come back to Florida. I think Dusty is shoveling snow today. Ah, dag, that sucks. What's up, Papa Scrap? What's up, Thomas from Tampa? Hey, man, are you the guy that went down that had like the 2,000 pounds of copper and sold it down there in Delray? Tell wifey I said goodnight. Okay, she's right here.
Who's leaving?
Nikki.
Okay, good night.
Good evening, Derek. Hope all is well at the Copper Valley Ranch. Thank you. 28 degrees and snowing. See you scrapping. Dang, dude. Hi from Norway. Keep
Wow,
it
it's late at
scrapping.
night. What time is it in Norway right now?
It's 2:40 a.m. He says.
Oh my gosh.
Keep it scrapping and less bull riding. I wonder if I should start riding that baby bull.
No.
That way he
you
gets
kill
used to
it.
me.
What?
He'll get used to me riding him. I can ride him down the
No,
road.
kill him.
I'll take him to the corner store.
No.
Oh, snap.
Hi, Silver.
Yes, that was me. Did you go down there and meet them boys in Delray? I went over there for the first time last Saturday and met them guys and sold them some scrap. What's up, monkey boy? Some of them internet names crack me up. What's up, Adam W? So, if I had a choice between snow and chickenpox, I'd choose chickenpox. Yeah. I mean, you can't beat the South Florida weather. So, man, me and my wife were both tired from the last 2 days.
No, it's been 72 hours. We got the sheep in the morning on what day?
Friday.
It's Friday morning.
Yeah. So a buddy of mine, he's having to his wife is having to take care of a family member, so she can't take care of the animals on their little mini farm anymore. So they're going to be butchering some goats, and they gave us 5 sheep. Okay. And yeah. So it seemed like a good idea at first, and we actually wanted sheep, and it was like, oh yeah, it's free
You
sheep.
did?
Yeah.
I don't remember wanting sheep.
I thought you said you wanted sheep. That's
No.
why we got them.
No, you said that they have free sheep.
Yeah, and you said take them.
I possibly
Maybe there was a miscommunication, but all I know is I went and picked up 5 sheep with my dump trailer. Now, everybody told me, oh, just put them out there with the cows.
Yeah.
And even my buddy, I asked him, hey, should I separate these? He goes, no, man, just put them out there with the cows. No problem. Um, so we put them out there, and immediately they ran and kind of did their own thing. But there was one that was a really small baby. And I knew immediately, I was like, well, this baby will just walk through our cattle fence. It's not really a sheep fence or a hog fence. It's just barbed wire fence. Four strands some places, 5 strands in other places. And some of the property does actually have like hog fencing, but it's old and needs to be replaced, right? So for the most of the day, the sheep were fine. They stayed within our fence, no problem. And then we went to feed everybody, and something happened where I was trying to drive the sheep closer to where I could feed them. And, the horse, our new horse, uh, didn't take kindly to the new animals. And she basically started like running around and she spooked them. And 3 of the 4 that were running around, I had already separated the baby. 3 of the 4 got chased through the fence. Okay. And it was crazy.
But 2 of them were chased off property fence, and one still was on our property.
No, they were all on our property.
Oh, they're still on our property.
Right. They were all still on our property. They just got our back paddock. They went through the fence into the front paddock, and they were in the woods. And I went and located them. And at this point, it was getting dark. I went back there and I found them at night with a flashlight in the woods, thick woods. I found 2 of they were small, like they're not. I mean, maybe they're a year old. I don't know. They're not very old. I don't know how old they were, but they're not very big. And I tried to get close to them with some corn, and they were somewhat coming to me, and then they just walked through the fence. And on our one fence, there's a driveway, and then they walked into the neighbor's yard, which is the guy's got a lot of junk over there. So I couldn't see him, couldn't find him. And then me and my wife went over there with the car, and I was able to put a bright light on them. And I guess they couldn't see me walking up, and I was shaking the corn, and I was able to grab one of them. And the other one ran. And then I put it in the back of my wife's car. And then somehow we got the other one to come towards the light. It literally walked up. It got up close enough, and I grabbed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like was feeding it corn, and I was able to grab it. I mean, but this is all like over like a couple hours this happened. And then so we get the 2 secured. The male, there was a male and 4 females, a mother that might be pregnant, 2 kind of older sisters, and then a baby. So we had the male still in the paddock in the back. He's running around. The 2 sheep, we finally secured them, got them secured with the pigs and the baby. So we had 3 of them, and we still had a location on the male. Then I went back in the woods. I found the mother, the female, and I almost had her. She came up to me. I was shaking the bucket of corn and feeding her. And as soon as I was about to grab her, like right before I was making the move, she kind of jumped back and then walked through the fence, which sucked. And then it was a whole ordeal driving her, trying to chase her up and down the roads, trying to keep her in between neighbors that have fencing. Like a lot of people out here have hog fencing and whatnot. So we were trying to keep her. It was crazy. And then, man, animals are slick. And she did what probably a deer would have done. she cut a corner and went back in where them two babies went the first time. And I was like right there. I was probably within 10 to 15 feet of her. And she cut a corner. And I immediately cut the corner, like literally a second or two behind her. And I could have swore I seen where she went. I knew she didn't go down the long driveway, but she disappeared. I went out there. I went into the property a little bit. Now, this is late at night. And I didn't have permission. And you know, when you're walking on someone's property around here, you're liable to get shot. And so I'm up at the front of their property. There's a lot of woods, a lot of stuff in the way. So I'm trying to encroach a little bit, but not like roam around their property. And it looks sketchy. Like immediately I'm thinking snakes, animals, raccoons, you know, whatever could be underneath the cars, the scrap. There's just junk everywhere. I just couldn't find her. I don't know where she went. I didn't hear her. That's the one thing that, like, it's still bothering me today. Like, I couldn't hear where she went. Usually I can hear her walking, and I didn't hear nothing. And then I couldn't find her. It's like she just vanished. And I know a lot of times, like deer, they'll just cut a corner and lay down in a bush, and you'll walk right by her. And I think that's what happened. I think she found a spot I couldn't see, and it was dark. So she wound up spending the night out there. The male wind up spending the night out in the field. He actually wind up staying close to the cattle. And then in the morning, I got a whole. I seen the one neighbor, introduce myself to him. The dude across the way here actually works at a scrap yard. So I'll tell you a little bit about that later, but that was very nice. Some of the nicest people. They came, they helped, and around here, a lot of people have animals, and it's like the guy that our animal went in their yard. He was like, "Oh yeah, I woke up one day and there was like 5 cows in my yard that weren't his."
Did he message you about the hay?
No, I sent him a message.
Okay.
He said he wasn't going to come back until late, so
Okay, that's fine.
I'll just call him first thing in the morning.
That's fine. We need the hay.
So did I find her that night?
No.
No.
Remember,
So
then the guy got out the next day.
Yeah, so the
He was
next
looking
day,
for
our male goat, which was in here all day, like I went to go talk to the
her.
neighbor.
Tell him the name of the guy. The male sheep. Right?
Oh, the male sheep. His name is Bo Jingles. He's got a big old set on him. Anyway, we were over there talking to the neighbor because I wanted to introduce myself and ask him if I could search his property, get his blessing for me walking on his property. The guy was cool, totally understanding, actually helped us.
It's really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
He's the third generation.
Yeah, he's been here his whole life. He watched this town basically grow. But while we were talking to him, we see our male just trotting in his yard. So now the male's over in his yard, and he actually helped us push it back into our yard. He came into our yard. Then me and my wife, God bless her, tried to wrangle this thing into the corner, and I made a chute out of a huge gate and tried to funnel him into this area. He just wasn't having it.
So close.
We were so close so many times, and he was just not having it. And I felt bad for the guy because we kept driving him, and I could tell, my wife she got a lot closer to me because after a while, I put her on the lawnmower, our 0 turn, 40 horse, and she was out here wrangling them up. And we were trying to drive them. It was just chaotic. Turns out he wound up blowing through the fence again. Oh, that's Dakota.
You okay?
Yeah, I just thanked him and his mom for coming by.
I did too.
So Dakota and his mom and our neighbor, 3 people. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people.
Yeah, but we're not there yet. You missed like a whole
Yeah.
part of the story.
Hold on. So, we get the goat after the neighbor helped us push it back on our property. We couldn't get it locked up. He winds up getting scared after he walked through the fence. He found a spot where the fence was low. I need to go repair it, and got out, got back over into the neighbor's yard, and me and my wife went over there. She was in her car. I got out, and I don't know why. After chasing this guy around for like ever, he started walking towards us down the road. It's a long, long driveway. And I just sat there with a bucket of corn. And what I did, which I really think helped me, is
Yeah.
I kneeled down and I made myself a little less intimidating. And I was throwing him some corn. And he got close enough. And man, it was like the female. I got him real close where I was almost touching him. Then he backed away for a sec. I thought he was going to run. And then he came in a little closer, and I made my move and grabbed him. He fought me a little bit, but I was able to pick him up, throw him in the car. We went and secured him with the pigs. And then
we put him in because by then we had come back and fixed that. So you put him.
No, at first we put him with the
did?
pig. Yeah. Because I went in there and carried him from one cage to the other.
You're right. But watching you like jump on these animals and get them was like, I've never seen anything like that.
Trying to wrangle up animals in a huge field is not, when they're wide and can go anywhere, is not easy. So now we have the one female left. We almost got the family back together. And this female might even be pregnant, right? So finally, I'm walking around. The guy gave me permission to walk around. There's a bunch of cars and old buildings and old structures, all overgrown. Like there's trees coming through the buildings, trees coming through vehicles. It's old school property, right? And tons of scrap. Like I'm looking around like,
yeah, you're looking for you.
I'm looking like aluminum, stainless. I'm seeing
some really cool stuff. Though.
Yeah, really cool old school stuff, like old cane sugar. Like making sugar from cane process and stuff. Really cool stuff back there. And I finally found the goat or the sheep. And she wind up like there was an old building that was halfway collapsed, like an old shed where they used to process sugar cane. And there's a bunch of cars around it and just trees everywhere, man. So I found her there. And I tried to get close to her, but she was able to get in through the building and out the other side. And out the other side was just so thick. My big self had problems getting through there. And me and my wife went back there. We almost had her so many times. She would run back, and I don't know why she stayed in the area, because there was a couple wide open spaces she could have ran, but she kept going like to the same areas. I think she felt safe around that building because we would lose her, and I'd come back a little later, a couple hours, and I'd find her back at that building. And I threw corn down there for her. She actually ate all the corn that was left, even after I scooped it up. But me and my wife chased her back and forth a couple times, rounded her up, headed her off, tried to corner her. It was just so hard because there's just so many places she could have gone. And then we finally just had to give up, and we were like, we're going to have to figure something out. We actually put a post on.
I put a post on Facebook.
Yeah, my wife put a post on Facebook. And
immediately our neighbors from across the street that we met,
our neighbors
messaged and said, don't worry, we're going to help you. And
literally we met them that morning.
Yeah, that morning. And like within a second of posting, she's like, I've just seen your post. We're going to come help you. and it was just so kind.
I went back out there later in the evening just to see if I could find her. I found her like 2 times, always in the same area, and I gave her some food.
I think part of it was because the other 2 young ones were probably there and had gone to the bathroom there, and they're
no, the two never got that far. Where I found them in the front of the property, they didn't go too far in. They like went in past the first little brush and then laid down, and that's where I found them. I'm just shocked that I was able to find these animals like I did. But the next morning, this morning, oh, so that was like a whole day. Like
that was an entire day.
Yeah. So the first day,
we also and then didn't and then Dakota and his mom.
Also that was at the end. That says today.
No, they
the first day we had everybody rounded up except for the female. The next day, oh no. The next day we rounded up everybody, the male, and then eventually when we found the female, she stayed out there for 2 nights. And this morning I went back over there about 7:30. I found her in the same spot. The neighbor came by with a young boy, and it was him and I guess his girlfriend, this young boy, which he was able to sneak through, and he literally walked up to the animal, I guess because he was so small.
But he was quick as well. Like he would.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I think he was kind of intimidated about grabbing her, and she kind of juked right by him. But the neighbor, he's a good old boy, and he got down and like military crawled through this tough stuff that I was like, my big self was getting stuck in. They chased her down, and then this is when it got real chaotic. Okay, so we had me, my wife, them 3.
No, I was in the car at that point because then everything had moved over because I didn't see any of that. And you told me to go get the car and like bring the car around.
Yeah.
And then by the time, and that's when you and I, because you were trying to get out, and then that's.
Oh yeah, so we're inside. We're inside this guy's property.
Dakota showed up with his mom at that point.
And there's fencing everywhere. And at one end, and which was a good thing because it basically kept her contained in a certain area, but she still had room to wiggle around and get through. There was one area at the end of the fence. There was like a hill, and she climbed up this hill and got over the fence into the guy's other side of the property. And he had dogs over there, and all of a sudden, like the property we were at before, there wasn't no one like really in that area living. So it was just like we're running through a bunch of scrap and a bunch of old cars and whatever, old buildings. We're not bothering anybody. Now we're on his property where he lives, and the neighbor, he don't waste no time. He's like climbing the fence, and he just goes, chases her right onto the property. So now I'm like, well, I got to get on there and get it. So now there's like 7 people running around this dude's property. Then he comes out, and he's trying to get the thing. And then finally, like, we cornered her, and she just walked up to that woman. What was her name? Or Jessica. The guy's girlfriend. Yeah. She called him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she basically just was like, gave up and walked up, and this woman just kind of grabbed her. And yeah, so then the whole family was reunited, and it was a lot. I don't think I've ran that much or moved, and it was almost like playing football. You know how you're trying to juke someone or get around them? It was like that for a long time, trying to corner this thing, and it was crazy. It was definitely a learning experience because I kind of, it's my fault because I knew better to just let them out freely, and I really wasn't thinking about how small they were compared to our cattle and how easily they could just pass through the fence. So that was my fault. I caused a lot of work for me and my wife and the neighbors. But the good thing is I got to meet all the neighbors.
Yeah, we have fantastic neighbors. They
Yeah.
are all such a blessing.
Yeah. So in the end, like when I went over there in the morning, the neighbor said they show up at 8. Dakota and his mom showed up at 8, and we all just kind of rounded her up. It was definitely crazy, but a good thing. Everybody, and the guy wasn't mad because he was like, yeah, this happens. You know, there's so many people out here that got sheep,
so cool
goats, cattle. You know, like he said, he goes, man, you'll wake up and there'll be someone's cows in your yard, you know? So yeah, it was definitely interesting. Now they're all safe over there. I kind of secured that squeeze shoot area that way. So they're in there now, but we're building a pen by the pigs. And they were getting along. Them and the pigs, they liked each other, man. They were having a good time while we were getting all this stuff situated. So they'll be reunited here in a little bit. Let's see.
We have to go through the questions.
Okay, let me catch up on these questions and then
I said you do those first.
Yeah.
Questions.
Pickle Steve, what's up, buddy? I live in a tropical environment all the time. That's great. Yes, they were great. So much nicer than the usual scrap yard. Hold on a second. Copper future prices back up a little bit to 502. Wow. Is the concrete work started? Well, I keep trying. That was kind of a delay right there.
We're 72 hours behind. It should have been done by this weekend.
Yeah. It should have been done. We had issues. But hey, I met the neighbor, right?
Yeah.
He came and helped. Great guy. We actually, what we did is we invited Dakota and his mom. The guy we ran through his yard, he was busy. He couldn't show up. And then the neighbor over here. I was telling him about the concrete and what we're going to do. He's got a huge front end loader. He's got a root ripper, he said, and he's willing to come help with his big machine, which would be a lot easier. I mean, the Kubota will rip it out, but he's got a big front end loader. He said he'd be willing to help me rip it out with that. So yeah, we're building a shed right now to move my stuff into, and then we're gonna start on that.
That was supposed to be fun.
Yes, they were great. So much nice. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good, man. Yeah, those are good guys. I'm gonna be doing a lot of work with them, and when they get that hammer mill up and running, the guy said I can make some videos over there. You want to see me ride the big bull?
No.
I mean, I don't know. He's kind of docile.
No. Can we go through the questions of the people that actually?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just look through this real quick. Gonna have to either learn to shear the sheep yourself or get someone to do it for you. Because that wool is just gonna keep growing and will overheat them in the summer. Yeah. Actually, today I went out there and put a tarp up so they can have some shade. Animal drama on the ranch. Yeah. It's not going to be the last time. I mean, if we're going to be raising animals, it's something we're going to have to deal with. We're just going to have to be a little more thoughtful of what we do.
It's going to be the last time.
Yeah. Do you know when the sheep eat? They eat from the level of the ground, which means they pull up roots, which means they kill the plants. Really?
Well, we're putting them. We actually do. It's fine.
I mean, it doesn't really
That's
matter.
like the worst place to have to mow anyway. So
great content. Appreciate what you do. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I need a border collie. Maybe, but man, them sheep were quick.
you can run on the treadmill.
Really? Sorry to say it, but my opinion from mine and sheep, they are not very intelligent. I recently sell out 13 of them. I prefer goat. Yeah.
We'll probably end up with goats.
Probably. There's a guy down the street that's got a lot of sheep. He said the neighbor was telling me he makes pretty good money selling them. I'll be going back to Delray anytime I have enough to justify the trip. Good evening, Derek. Scrap it, JC. What's up, buddy? Don't put a halter on and train it to walk on a lead line. Are you talking about the bull?
She's talking about you.
Oh, yeah. Going to throw you a snowball from northern Indiana.
You're really behind.
Really?
Yeah. Can we please do these quickly? Because these people actually specifically put questions for you in comments.
Okay. You're always rushing me. Go ahead. Come on, tighten up. I'm waiting.
Excuse me. Okay. So this at 2 pair lair 6263. They say, not really a question, but I do like it when you call your place the Copper Ranch. Love the channel.
Oh, thank you. Where are these questions from?
On your community page.
Oh.
Remember?
Okay.
Okay. At Big Bam Bam. I don't have any questions off the top of my head. Just wanted to say that I love watching your content, expanding to include everything going on in your life there on the ranch. What?
Oh, this is the guy with the hay. We're going to be, hopefully, let me see.
What does he say?
She says, I'll probably see you tomorrow.
That's fine. I'll be here all day anyway.
Yeah.
So will you, though.
Yeah, so on.
Yeah, tell him whenever. Sorry, guys.
$8. $8 a bag.
What?
Look at the pictures he sent. That's our neighbor. Really nice guy. Pretty much grew up in this town and knows everybody and everything. It's crazy. Like my neighbor across the street, I think he says he's been here pretty much his whole life. And then the guy next to us, he's like an OG of this town.
Yeah.
Probably everybody knows the guy.
Our neighbor.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, and in my opinion, both of the guys that we ran into are just really good people to know. Wow.
What?
343 for diesel. This guy's giving me all the good info.
Anyway.
Okay.
I've got more here. At Mo Bucks Shot 5623. Best way to get connections for wire. I bought a wire stripper because of you. LOL. So the question is what are the best way to get connections? Like, how do you get the business out there?
Well, go to where wire is. You want to go to the source, which is pretty much going to be an electrician or a maintenance company. I've said this many times on the live streams. It's going to be an uphill battle because most of them have an established place they sell to. And you're going to have to compete with the places they've been selling. Even if they don't like where they're selling, you got to be able to basically give them a better price. Whether they sell it to you insulated or if they sell it to you stripped already. Sometimes I don't like doing it, but sometimes I buy bright and shiny copper. There's nothing for me to do but just buy it and sell it. And when I do that, I have to be competitive because they know what the prices of the market is. And one reason I don't like doing it because there's not a lot of profit. There's not a lot of meat left on the bone. So I have to move it fast. So if I buy it, small quantities here and there, it really doesn't matter. But if I buy a lot of it and I'm spending a lot of money out of pocket for it, I have to sell it the next day. Otherwise,
sometimes you'll go the same day.
If I can, I'll try to sell it the same day to get my money back and make sure my profit is in that margin that I know where I bought it. Because 5 cents a pound, 10 cents a pound drop in a day, you'll basically be traveling and selling it for free by the time you put your time and diesel into it.
I mean, I think it's the biggest blessing now that you can technically sell in different places.
Yeah, but I don't. So I took my copper to that Delray place, and they honored the Miami
it's all
price.
owned by the same person.
Yeah,
so
but they're
it's not-
still basically shipping it. That's not something I'm going to do all the time because I still have customers further south than that.
Okay.
But the good thing is, I can go there on a Saturday if I need to, and that's my new best friend.
Okay, can I get the next
My
one?
wife, I met a guy that's a scrapper, and we started talking scrap, and she's just like, she was over it.
You talk to them, then you come and talk.
She says I talk to these guys and people on the internet, but I don't talk to her.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
No. Okay. So the next one is at Matt Hosek said, would an older mechanically sound tractor with fewer electrics and able to run on the black stuff not be a better and more versatile tool for the farm and the scrap business than the skid steer? Oh, that's a good question.
Whoops, hold on. I had to change the title of the thing. It said live scrapping. I'm sorry, I'm not scrapping anything today.
Oh, you think people are going to watch you scrap?
I don't know. It said it on. I just noticed it. This was. I had a lot going on today, so I was late to my own live stream.
No, you weren't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You were on time. It was 8:30.
Oh, what did he say?
So he said, would an older mechanically sound tractor with fewer electrics and able to run on the black stuff not be a better and more versatile tool for the farm and the scrap business than the skid steer? I actually can answer that question because we've talked about this. The skid steer is better for us for what we need it for. We don't really need a tractor. We're not looking to till a lot of property, and that's what I would say.
Right. So a tractor, like a front end loader tractor, it's gonna do the same thing. The only thing is like you said about the old school mechanical, no electronics. Yes, obviously that would be better in some ways, but the reason I wanted a skid steer, okay, is one, it's more versatile with the attachments I can put on it. And I mean, I guess some tractors you can have attachments for, but a skid steer, I could actually take out and do jobs with my dump trailer with it. Maybe like a demolition job or a cleanup job or something like that. A tractor wouldn't be as versatile as that. It would have its benefits in some ways, definitely running the black diesel. But in other ways, it would basically just be something that would be stuck here on the farm, if that makes sense. And like a typical tractor, they're just like a longer machine. Like the skid steer is nice. It's nice and tidy, and can get in tight spaces and do things. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm on like one day I would like an old school tractor because I like them. I think they're cool. But it's not something we need right now. Like my wife said, we're not going to be tilling the fields out here. Um,
You don't need any more toys right now.
yeah, I don't need any more toys.
Not right now.
She thinks everything I got is a toy. Okay.
So the next question is a good one too. At Matthew Wimpy 7220, what's your biggest regret with the new place? Maybe not regret, but what do you miss about the old shop? I don't know. I've been drinking.
Concrete floors and the ability to use my forklift all around the whole area. That's the only thing, but that's only a temporary situation.
Yeah, and those should have been done today.
Yeah, well, stuff happens. Other than that, I I don't want to be paying my money into something that basically will never be ours, you know? There's so much money for such a small place. And, you know, the opportunities here are way more than that shop. I mean, the shop was limited to like one thing, you know? Um, and just ridiculously priced. So, other than not having ready to go concrete, there's nothing. It's way better out here.
Oh, I know what your biggest regret is.
What?
Working out of somewhere I can watch from my office.
Oh yeah, that's all I hear is calling my name all day long. And then she's wondering why I get nothing done.
You need focus. Okay, so you ready for the next one?
Uh-huh.
At Shabernasty Smith 9396. What kind of oil is in sealed units and can you use it in your black diesel?
I'm not sure what the oil is, but I've already been running that in my black diesel. All the oil, which that I collected at my old shop from that, which I probably had. I had a couple 5-gallon buckets and then that tote. So I would think I probably had 20 gallons. I dumped it right in a 200-gallon tote. I don't know if it made a difference or not because I just mixed it in with so much other oil and diesel fuel. It burned, you know, and I actually used that stuff for cutting oil. I was using it when I'm drilling holes through metal. I'm using that same oil when I'm splitting stators to lube my guillotine blade. So I'm going to have a use for that oil all the way around. Like I'm not going to have a problem getting rid of it. Whatever I don't use as cutting oil or lube is going right in my diesel tank. So yeah.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
From at Mr. Dawson 1400. Channel name change from Project Shop Florida to Project Shop Farmer LOL.
Maybe. Well, no, we're not
No.
changing the name of the channel, but I got the idea for the name Project Shop from Project Farm, which is a big channel. I'm sure most of you guys probably know that channel. But the problem was when I started my channel, Project Shop was already taken by someone that wasn't using it. Like they had no content on there. They just had the name. And I didn't want to I think YouTube would have let me use the name. I don't think it mattered. But I didn't want to infringe on their name. That's why I put FL for Florida.
You can't use the multiple handles. So they probably force you to put something else.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, I'm telling you that you can't have the same hand. Two people can't have the same handle.
Really?
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I just didn't want to infringe on their name, so.
They want to let you anyway.
I need to invest in some electric fence.
Wait. Hold on. Well, we have some coming for the chickens.
Oh, yeah.
We have one more.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
From at J Marbit.
Okay. What's up, Jay Marbit?
A single serious question. This is a multiple question. If I have to repeat it again, let me know.
Okay.
What an audience. Yeah, explain to people what's the difference between IDI diesel and DI diesel, so they don't wreck their engines making black diesel the wrong way. Also, explain why you only use the centrifuge instead of filter and use the centrifuge, please.
Okay, go back to the first part of that. What's the
So,
difference between
IDI
IDI?
diesel and DI diesel.
I think it's
What is that?
IDI is indirect injection, and say it again. IDI and
IDI diesel.
IDI. One of them's direct.
I'm assuming that would be DI.
DI direct. I don't know. I know the older 7.3s are the IDIs, I guess. That's actually a good question. I knew this answer at one point because I looked this up when I was doing this the first time around, but
It must have been all the champagne.
yeah. Oh, so when we had actually today we had, after everybody helped us gather our sheep, we invited everybody, all the neighbors that we just met literally yesterday, over for steaks. We barbecued steaks for everybody, and I had them over here. And then my wife brought out a bottle of champagne, and the one lady's like, "I never had champagne before," which was kind of.
You never had champagne until like we got married a few months ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a popping champagne type person. I don't even drink alcohol, so. And my wife gave me literally a splash. Like it looked like it wasn't even a shot.
You don't drink champagne and shots.
No. Oh, okay. I mean,
so just to quickly go back to Jay Marvitt's question. So IDI diesel is a type of diesel engine that uses indirect injection. A design where fuel is injected into a pre-combustion chamber before igniting the main cylinder. I bet our neighbor across the street would have known that.
Didn't I just say indirect? Yeah. I said that.
Indirect injection.
Yeah, indirect injection, and then the other one is direct injection. I literally said that.
Okay.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay, so do you want to answer the second part of the question?
Oh, and first of all, I think my truck, my 7.3, my 2000, and my 99 are both IDI. No, mine are direct injected. I think. Either way, anything from 04 and back, you're pretty much good to go. 05 and up, you might have to do mods and your engine may not like it. But the older you go, further back you go in the diesel, especially the old direct injected, mechanically injected engines, they love that oil. And then the second part, why don't I use filters?
No, explain why you only use a centrifuge instead of filter and use a centrifuge, please. I mean,
well, first of all, I will be using filters on the out. And I shouldn't be pumping the stuff into my truck without having a filter on the thing. I have a filter for it. I just don't know where it is. But yes, first of all, before the centrifuge, you're wasting filters if you're going to filter it. The best thing to do, settle the oil, pull from the top, never from the bottom. That's why if you watch my videos, I built the thing to float the pickup tube right at the top inch. I'm pulling off the top. So the longer it sits, the more stuff settles, the water's going to settle. And I'm about to set the thing back up. Oh, I had my buddy out here. The guy I got the sheep from came out here. He's an electrician.
He's so nice. Him and his wife.
Yeah, him and his wife came out here. My wife has some electrical she wants done in the house for certain things, and then I have electrical outside at the shop running more 220, some 110 outlets, and then putting the lights on switches. Where was I going with that?
I don't know. He came by. So that's going to be in your next video. I think, or no, that was in a video.
Yeah, setting up the centrifuge. I'm gonna have power outside for the 220. Basically, we're gonna run 220 for all that stuff. I am going to be setting up water separators, water blocks, which is actually a filter, and stuff like that in my next setup. I have a couple things. I'm going to make a homemade water separator, which if you go back and watch my first black diesel videos years ago in my other shop, some of my first videos on YouTube, I explain my process and I show my pressure tanks that I was pressurizing and forcing. I wasn't using pumps, I was using air pressure, which was kind of sketchy now that I think about it.
Here's a good question
Okay.
from let's
Oh, but Jay Marbid, yes, I absolutely should be using filters after the centrifuge before it goes in my truck. Anything before that, like the 1, 2, and 3 passes through the centrifuge is going to clean that stuff way better than any filter will do. There is one thing I want to do. I want to make a giant funnel that goes into my first tank with like a real thick, not too too much of a micron filter.
our neighbor's on here. He's actually talking.
Oh, really? Which one?
Rusty Fry.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what a nice guy, man. He works at a scrapyard. Like me and this guy were like,
Oh, you're good.
we got along right away, man. It's so.
Oh, sorry. He didn't want me to say.
Yeah. Stop doxing people on here.
It's his name.
She said she's so funny because she tells me, "Oh, don't do this or don't have the house and blah 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 blah," and then she doxes everybody on the internet. Nothing to scrap tonight. Well, it's kind of late. We had a long day.
Oh, so they actually did think you were scrapping.
Yeah, I know. It said that's why I had to change the thing. I'm not. No.
Welcome to disappointment.
I'll be scrapping tomorrow. I have some interesting scrap way back out in the field. I got to pull and bring back up front. Well, Dakota's hopefully coming in tomorrow. He's going to help me with all that. Have I heard from Steve lately? How's he doing? No, I haven't heard from him. Probably in a couple of weeks. I got to check up on him. I'll call him tomorrow and give you guys an update. You'll have to have a neighborhood barbecue for a thank you. Yeah, we did that. We definitely we had a barbecue and
that was so nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It was kind of like there was so much going on. I felt bad because we were rushing and I felt like everything was rushed, but it was great. The neighbors are great. Dakota and his mom are great. The one guy he actually was just texting me. He'll be here tomorrow. We're buying those, them big round bales of hay. So I noticed, and I'm sure you probably noticed, like before he said something, I noticed like there's this one field. They chopped all the, I guess it was hay, and then there's bales out there. And then I noticed everybody around here was hauling hay. And then the neighbor, we looked across the way here, and he had a bunch of bales there. And when we were trying to round up our male goat, he said that he had bought a bunch of them, $80 a bale, or a, what do you call it?
Well, Walpole's had them for $95.
Oh yeah, so we're getting a $15 discount,
I guess.
And the guy's going to deliver it.
So yeah. So someone got a lasagna thrown at him.
A lasagna? Where?
At Henry Oswald. Honest thoughts on my ex throwing an entire lasagna at me last night. You love lasagna.
Yeah, why'd she throw it?
There's thunder. Or lightning.
We got lightning?
Yeah. You see that?
Wow.
That's far.
That might be just heat lightning.
I don't know. Are you gonna turn the pool light off tonight?
Yeah.
We have no air conditioning either.
Oh man, our air conditioning, they put a new AC in here and right before we moved in. It's got some weird sensors. There's some sensor tripping out, it's a moisture sensor. I pull it out and look at it. There's no moisture anywhere, but this dumb sensor is tripping off. So looks like we're gonna have to hotwire the AC.
That'll be fun.
Are you going to fill in those holes in your field? You want your animals to break their legs? Matter of fact, me and Dakota did that today.
Yeah, and it sprung a leak.
What?
The hole that you filled, we were feeding the animals. I told you.
Over by the gate?
Yeah.
Of course, there's a leak in the hose.
Yeah, so when are you gonna fix that?
Well, that's separate. That has nothing to do with the hose. That's
yeah, no, I saw you spent like an hour putting dirt in a hole.
It wasn't an hour. She worked in a very corporate environment, and she's all about times and schedules and blah blah blah. And I could care less about any of that. And that's probably the biggest problem me and her have is I could care less what time it is, and her I need to be on a schedule. She watches my videos and it's like, oh, you didn't do nothing. Oh, an hour went by and you didn't produce 10,000 pounds of scrap.
Our neighbors just offered us their portable AC unit.
Oh.
I feel like the phone is.
Wow.
They're so awesome. Hold on. So we could pull the one out of my gym. We could go sleep in the gym. There's a brand new AC unit in there.
Oh yeah. No consideration about just pouring new concrete on top of the base you have instead of ripping it out. The people in the comments keep suggesting. Yeah.
Hi, Adam.
Okay, so Adam W. The problem with that is I set my transit up and was shooting grade out there to find out where everything was. And parts of that slab are already 4 inches higher than the slab that's in my shop. Now, eventually, once that's poured, I'm going to pour out in front and eventually pour in front of the whole entire thing. So we have a place to park our cars off the grass and whatnot. I want everything to be the same level with a slight pitch, maybe like an inch from one side to the other or less down towards the lake over there or the pond. So any water will run that way. If I poured on top of that, I'd be 5 inches. It's so uneven. I mean, there's a 4-inch variation from over here to by the table, and then it goes low and high. It's all got to come out, and I got to start fresh. Otherwise my slab's going to be way high, and there's going to be a big bump to get up in there. I want to basically be able to run my forklift all the way out and around, and I won't be able to drive in the garage because it's too low, but I want to be able to maybe place something inside the garage on a pallet or whatever. So unfortunately, no. I was originally just going to scrape the rocks off and do that, but it's too high. It's not going to work for the long-term plan requires that I start fresh. What's up, 82nd guy? Adam Luke, Drama Ranch, new reality TV show.
Your mom. Before you get any more animals, put up proper fencing. My father said the same thing today. I blamed it all on you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Well, I will say my original thought was to do what eventually got done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you it's great that it's a thought in your head?
Well, yeah, when someone's like, oh, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Just let them out.
Yeah, they will be
okay.
fine.
Okay. Oh, yeah, they were fine.
It's like you have all these thoughts, but you only share them with
Okay. I'm going to share them before I even think about them next time. How about that? Gary Henderson, what's up? How many did you get? I got on here late. How many what?
Sheep, I'm assuming.
Oh, 5.
The baby's so cute.
Yeah. So you know what? She was so much lighter than I was expecting.
She's tiny.
Yeah, but like I picked her up and she
She
felt
probably
like
weighs less than my dog.
she felt like I've been picking up styrofoam.
Picking up styrofoam.
Sheep taste better. Yeah, well, the guy I got him from, I don't know if he was eating the sheep, but I know
No,
he
he
eats.
wasn't. They were eating the goats.
They
though.
eat the goats.
They like love those the sheep. I think
I
she was really
noticed
sad.
no mesh or zero in concrete over there compared to NZ. Is your concrete embedded with anything to stop it from breaking?
Put rebar in there, no?
I have wire mesh in the slab that we poured for the thing that we're building now, the shed. And I ran the skid steer up over top of it today to dump some dirt in that hole me and Dakota built, and it didn't crack. So it did okay.
My dog wanted.
Speaking of killing grass roots, that brown grass you have in your field, could you take care of it with a propane torch? I mean, I could take care of any grass with a propane torch. I don't know. That's actually a good idea. Let's burn the
No.
field.
We're gonna lay down hay and let them
control burn.
Huh?
Called control burn.
Control burn you.
So the agricultural people we had out here, they recommended we lay down hay over top of it and let the animals just eat down through and eat whatever and then reseed it. Or did they say the seeds would be in the hay and then just hay would grow?
Yeah, like the seeds in the hay would drop.
Yeah, but the seeds in the hay are not the same as the grass we have in the field.
So
I want to plant the grass that we have in the field, not hay.
I don't know. We'll look into it.
All right.
You can get yourself a tractor to do that. I saw when I was going to pick up my dairy today, there's another auction.
What auction?
You know, like the one we missed last time?
Oh, over there with all the equipment?
Oh yeah, we missed the rodeo as well. There was a
Hmm.
rodeo. I think we were totally just out of it.
Yeah.
It's like those 72 hours were just not. It was awful.
She's over it.
Huh? Lamb
is tasteless. Hog, slow roasted, better taste. Hoggette. Well, we don't eat pork. I mean, I eat pepperoni, but
it's like people who say they don't eat pork, but they eat bacon.
I mean, I'd like some bacon, but
I'll make you turkey bacon.
$8 a bale for hay is about right. We used to get our hay from Canada. Dag. How much do we pay for those small bales? Aren't they like $11 or something?
13, I think.
Yeah, but that's a Tractor Supply.
No, that was Walpole.
Walpole?
Yeah, Tractor Supply was like 25.
For that little compressed?
Compressed, yeah.
Wow.
But we were desperate times, man.
Personal appearance at the breast approach. I'm an electrician. Guy used to come with his truck and take everything. His money tin under his seat normally carried $20K in cash as he did a few stops on the east coast of NZ. Wow. My old lady's the same exact way. She's over scrapped too. She's over the scrapping.
Oh my god! If he means like over the scrapping, I mean that's all you talk about.
I mean that's what I do.
I know, but
you can use the pigs to reclaim your land at a slower rate and less expensive. What? Just like put them over top of the.
We could do a tractor, like with the things we could just.
Just pull the gate around.
Yeah. We can eventually.
Yeah, that's what eventually we're gonna have a chicken thing that's like kind of on wheels, and we'll just move it around the field and let them kill all the bugs. You know, it's crazy. I'll go out here early in the morning or when it's really foggy out, and the amount of spider webs in the grass is crazy. Like, there's a lot of bugs out here.
Someone is trying to watch you and the Senate vote. What are they even voting on? Doesn't even matter. What's the Senate? What's going on?
The Senate is voting?
About what?
Who knows? Probably how to get themselves more money.
Probably.
I mean, you know what gets me about stuff like that is she hates when I talk politics, but here's
On
the
the
deal.
internet.
These politicians, the number one thing that should be on their list, that should be number one, okay? Whatever rule, regulation, whatever funding they're trying to do, it should come under this thing. How does this directly benefit the American people? Okay? If it's sending $500,000 to Zimbabwe for gay studies or transgender this or that, how is that benefiting anybody in America or even the people in that country? It's not. It's a big money
Well, it's
washing
money
machine.
laundering.
Yeah, they're laundering money.
So this is one of the best names.
And we're allowing it, and that's the problem because nobody's checking the government.
At Fart Sack Jack. That's your right name. That reminds me of you.
Yeah,
What's
okay.
your copper? What's up, Copper Cowboy?
Yeah. I need a I almost bought me a cowboy hat the other day.
Oh my gosh. Have they rented your old shop? George Whitfield asked.
I have no idea.
You have to go back there though to pick up your hydraulic pump, no?
No, why would I go
I
there?
don't know. I thought you said you were. I asked you if you were going to go back there the other day.
No, I got to pick up my hydraulic cylinder from my buddy, but he's in a different area of Palm Beach.
Is there even such thing as a hydraulic pump?
It's a hydraulic pump and hydraulic cylinder go together. Huh?
I knew none of this stuff existed before I met you. Oh, Joe Valente is on.
What's up, Joe?
He's saying hello. This was a while ago though. You started talking and yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Have you seen any alligators on your property? And are you ever going to show us an outside view of your house?
Probably not on the house, and no, I haven't seen no gators. And I was talking with the neighbor, because I was worried about wild hogs. He says he hasn't seen any here in years, which is great news. You know, because my wife lets her dog out and stuff like that, and I don't want to be out back over here and you know a hog come out of nowhere. Dakota says that. I mean, but if you want to talk about some backwoods down in the middle of the country stuff, the drive to Dakota's house is like the only thing that comes to my mind is Deliverance. Like you're driving down a road that's not even like a road. Like he told me the city don't even maintain it. And I mean, we went back there in my wife's car to meet him one day, and I was worried that we might not even make it. Like you almost need a truck or 4-wheel drive to get back there. And it did not look like a road. And there was a couple people that lived off of that.
Yeah. It's nice. So
yeah.
it's like,
I mean, it's like in the
like
country. For
proper.
me, I like it. Like it's
I like it.
way back secluded. Most people probably wouldn't go down there, you know?
That's the best place though.
Yeah. And it's
I mean,
just
no
a
one comes
lot
down
of
that road.
dense woods. But he said that there's hogs out where he's at.
Yeah, but his stuff is not very clear. Like we're in the middle of nowhere, but we're cleared out. So it's a bit different. Whereas his land is like pretty, it's got a lot of trees and forests.
I'm going to be putting my new Corvette in a garage for like 4 months soon. Oh, because of the winter. Wow.
Oh, he tells you want to hear a joke? At DIY Fix Repair?
Yeah.
My buddy got pulled over the other day. The officer said, "Where are you headed?" He said, "Looking for copper." The officer said, "You found him." It's crash symbol. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's
Copper jokes.
joke.
Yeah.
There's not many of them.
No, I don't think I've ever heard a copper joke. Oh, I got a big copper thing one of my customers gave me. I wanted to show you guys.
Oh, is it your medal?
The big copper coin, it looks like. Yeah. It's like stamped or something. What else we got in here? Moisture sensor made in China. Oh, yeah, about our AC. Wow, I'm way behind on the.
Dakota has a fan at
Really?
Chill. I love Dakota's look / style.
If marriage was easy, everybody would be doing it. Don't do it.
Chill. How much weight have you lost since moving to the ranch?
I've probably lost a good pound.
I'm waiting for your I'm waiting for your shorts to drop to your ankles, probably in the next month. No, the editor is fantastic and does a great job at cutting out all the crack.
Yeah.
His pants never stay up. He uses what do you
Your thoughts on industrial size granulated? Not a big one. My research shows they are up. They are 100 to 125K. Will scrapyards sell you bulk wire at low enough recovery rate to make it profitable? I mean, they're gonna sell it to whoever's offering them the most money, really. So I don't know. I don't know how it would be profitable. I want a granulator. Not I wouldn't spend that much money. I want one just to chop my own small wire and be able to run my water sluice and clean the copper so I can melt it down into things. I got a couple cool ideas. Does the safety marshal know how to process the wool from the sheep?
I'm going to have to learn.
Or find someone who will buy the wool? Huh.
They're voting right now to reopen the government.
Keep it closed. Why are we paying these clowns anything? They don't do nothing. They're not like.
Yeah, but there are actually people that do things.
That
actually have jobs that aren't like people like in the Senate or like Tina's husband. Like he's furloughed right now.
And what does he do?
I'm not gonna say because that would dox him. But like he does things that are not like evil.
Yeah, but is it necessary?
Yeah, I think what he does actually in the world we live in right now is very necessary.
I don't know. I just think that the government is just too bloated. Like I think they create positions to put their friends and family, have a job.
Oh, Stop2247. Hey, y'all, shout out to Murmur and Rusty.
Rusty was bad today. I had to separate him. He was over there harassing the sheep. The sheep were in their own pen, and he's over there harassing them. Let's see. What else we got? You got a few roads like that in Illinois.
You don't pronounce the S in Illinois.
Oh, Illinois?
Yeah.
She gets on me because I add letters to things.
No, but Illinois people pronounce it, but I'm from there, so
Well, then you guys are retarded. The English language is retarded. Like the way things are spelled. We're all about safety and slacking here. Yes. We need TSA. Copper catcher votes to keep it closed. I'm with you, brother. Close it. Fire them all. Let's start over. When am I pouring concrete? Well, I was supposed to pour yesterday. I have a VA claim right now, and weirdly enough, it's moving faster with government closed than it was when they were fully staffed and running. Illinois is probably French anyways. That's funny because the VA, there was a VA hospital down the street from where I lived in Palm Beach. And everybody that told me about the place was like, they just said it was like horror stories. The people working there were just like, they didn't care or something. I don't know. But the TSA, we need TSA. I don't know, man. Why are the politicians still getting paid? They're still getting paid, even though that shouldn't be right.
Well, even if they don't get paid a paycheck, they still get kickbacks from all their people. So
Yeah.
their government paycheck is almost nothing in
Yeah.
comparison to
It's
what
like,
they get paid on the side.
who's that? Nancy Pelosi?
Well, all of them, they make like what, 100,000 a year.
170,000 a year, but
$20,000
she's
for
worth like
Americans.
400 million or
Yeah.
something. How does that happen unless someone's greasing your pockets? You know, there's a guy that made an app that tracks all Nancy Pelosi's stock trading. We should trade Illinois to Canada. We should get what is that? Saskatchewan? Or BC. I assume that's British Columbia. Huh. I just got a small paint job last week in Celebrity, Florida, right outside Orlando. A paint job? What kind of paint?
That was your first business.
Yes, it was. When I was 15 years old, I had a legit business called Spray Works, Custom Candy Paints and Powder Coating.
The longest name for a business.
Hey, had to make it look good.
But that's for someone who doesn't like the government. You were so worried about your taxes when you were 15.
Well, I mean, it was like a washing machine. It was almost like what the government does. So, yeah.
You're not supposed to say that on my life.
Nancy's husband has made millions as a venture capitalist. I mean, all them people do insider trading, so they're all millionaires. They get in the government not to help the people. They get in the government to help their pockets. When you going to start on the truck? Well,
yeah, when it gets through everything.
I got so many things to do, man. Although I was talking with the neighbor over here, and I wanted a flatbed for my other truck. He says they might have one at their scrapyard. And he works on stuff while he's not working. You know, he does his own thing, which is great. He said he does I'll probably be able to get some oil from him. So I'm trying to get some local sources for motor oil. The guy down the road here, he just said he got rid of 40 gallons of oil. So I talked to him about giving him a barrel and swapping out with him. He's down with that, so I can get a nice little chunk of oil from them, keep the old Ford running. She's worth 130 million. Her return was 16,930%. Jeez. Wow. My beard reminds you of the French painter Monet. Monet. Listen, don't make fun of me. I'm dyslexic and slightly retarded. I had one butter me before. It was like getting hit by a Dodge truck. Oh, you're a painting contractor out of Connecticut. But I cover the whole East Coast. My biggest client, so I'll be painting a playscape and play area. At a daycare. I used to build playgrounds for a company. What an a-hole that guy was I worked for. He didn't want to pay nothing, and I came on And basically within the first like 2 days, I was doing more. We were doing this rubber stuff under the playgrounds. They put down like a shredded tire that's mixed with a glue, and you trowel it out almost like concrete. And it's got to be even and flat and whatever, nice. And I have a concrete background, so I was killing it, man. I was doing so much more square footage than these guys, and my stuff was looking better. And even just building the actual structures, I just, I liked it, and I was really good at it. And after like 2 weeks, I told the guy, I was like, yo, man, I'm gonna need a raise. Your seasoned crew is like a bunch of slackers and potheads, and they just, there's no production being done there. And the guy didn't want to pay me. And then when I got a job at my demolition company I worked for, he caught wind that I was going to leave and wouldn't let me finish the week out. And he's like, oh, them guys aren't going to pay you and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, I can't afford to pay you anymore because of this and that. And I'm like, okay, dude, I just ramped up your jobs are getting done faster and you can't pay me, whatever. So my next boss, I started out, I don't remember. It was something like $10 an hour as not knowing nothing. Within a year, I was maxed out at like $25 an hour. Down here in Florida, they don't pay much, man. It's a right to work state, so there's no unions. And it's hard to make more than like $25 an hour. Unless you're like, working in corporate jobs, like my wife. Have I talked to Steve lately? No. I already mentioned that earlier. I haven't talked to him probably a couple of weeks. Long time viewer from Australia. What's up, dude? Pull off the bed on one of the dualies and put a flat deck on it. Yeah, that's what I plan on doing with my other one. Wow, someone wants a live stream of me getting a haircut and a beard trim.
Sounds good.
My wife would like that.
Who's that?
Huh?
Who wants that? It wasn't me.
No. I guess I should have put them together. You know what I call a male sheep a ram? Because when they butt you, it feels like you've just been hit by a Dodge truck. Oh. Is that male a ram? Does he have horns?
No, we're not getting any more animals with horns.
Oh, yeah, our dairy cow that's got horns. I like the look of the horns,
Yeah,
but
they look great.
She's aggressive, and she knows how to use. She knows she's got them horns, and she uses them. Like she tries to be slick with me, and it's weird. When she first came here, she would let me pet her no problem. And now every time I pet her, she kind of just like trying to nudge me with them horns. Hey, what's up, Merchant Metals? How's it going up there, man? Someone said you was out there shoveling snow. I don't miss that. Dude, I got ripped off as a kid by a one-legged dude shoveling snow. Me and my buddy went around door to door with shovels and was offering to shovel people's driveways. And the guy next door, he had like a shop next door to him, next door to my buddy. And he goes, oh, yeah. I'll give you $40 if you shovel from the street so I can access my shop. And we were like, okay, that's great, man. We were little kids, man. $40 was a lot of money. Man, we hustled out there, shoveled all the stuff. And then the guy like left or something. I forget what happened, but he was like, oh, I'll be back. We were like halfway done or 3/4 done. He goes, I'll be right back. He never came back. And Boy, my buddy's mom, she was like a little pit bull. She went over there and chewed that guy out. I can't remember if we actually did get our money or not. Yeah, but that one-legged dude tried to rip off 2 kids hustling, trying to, and we were trying to do something, you know, we weren't out there stealing or doing anything. We were actually trying to work for our money. What's up, scrapping on the fly? Everybody's in here tonight. The vet just cut those horns right off with a handsaw. Yeah, the guy we got them from and the neighbor over here, he told us, he goes, just take a sawzall and hack them off. They'll bleed a little bit, but they'll stop. I mean, I feel bad. I don't want to do that. Cussing out a one-legged dude. I can imagine the junk talk. Oh, man. What's up, scrapping on the fly? Not much, man. Just trying to enjoy the Sunday evening. I hope everybody seems to be doing well. Yeah, so tomorrow, hopefully we'll finish up the little shed.
Well, look at the moon.
Where? Wow. I don't know. Y'all can't see that. No, it won't come through the screen. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. It looks a lot better in person. I'll tell you what, it's really nice out here at night without all the city light pollution. Man, the stars are so bright. I keep saying it, but my wife has one of those P1000 cameras. Really badass camera. We zoomed in on stars and we zoomed in on the moon. It is so crazy looking. The technology, the camera technology is really crazy. Didn't they stop making that?
Yeah, because of the lenses. Because there's very few cameras that have straight lenses, whereas cameras typically have fisheye lenses.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a really nice camera. You just got finished laying carpet in your bedroom at the new place. You buy a new house or just move into a new house? Carpet is I like carpet. I like walking on carpet, but for cleaning, I'm more of a hardwood floor or tile guy. I like tile, actually.
When's the last time you cleaned a hardwood floor or tile?
Listen, I cleaned a dust bunny off our hardwood floor earlier today. So I'm on the job, if you haven't noticed.
You're on the job.
Appreciate you, tubers, from all the work you do editing for us subscribers. Thanks, man. It takes a lot to pump out these videos. Yeah.
Tell them to check out your latest video that just dropped Sunday at Copper King Ranch. Meet our newest addition.
You just dropped the video? When? Just now, while I'm live.
Yeah.
Really?
Not everyone wants to listen to you ramble.
Oh, my wife says I ramble. You need to get a nice telescope. Yeah. How long did the temps get for you, Adam? Oh, how low? Adam's in Texas, I think. Texas gets kind of cold in the winter, doesn't it?
It does. Parts of it, not every part of it.
Did you see what the copper catcher did with his tire machine? Yes, I did. I was actually I thought that was a really good idea, but he needs to work on his puller. He said he broke his pliers, and
At least one person lost the lives. Joe Valente.
oh, thanks, we appreciate it. I'll try to do some more lives now that I know my hard line will reach out to my shop. I can just plug in out there.
Why don't you put the thing that I bought you for?
I will, but that's a extender.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can come out of that, or I have to put a splitter or something. But I still like to just plug in hard, even down there with the extender. StreamYard, if you're going to do higher quality
So what
ones,
was the point of getting that?
so we have Wi-Fi down there.
I don't
So when I'm not live, I can listen to my tunes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I gotta listen to the radio when I'm working. We get bad, like there's no signal out here. Although the back of that shop does have a giant antenna. But you know what? I think I'm going to take it down.
Why?
Well, first of all, I don't use an antenna for anything. Second of all,
Well, you're going to use it for a light thing, like a light.
Yeah, I know, but I want to put it at the corner of the post right there.
Why?
Because I can extend it up and I can light up the entire yard with some of my big LED lights.
Yeah, but then you're going to have light pollution.
They're not going to be on all the time. If something happens out there and my cattle are stressed, I need to light the field up at night and take care of any vermins bothering my future steaks. I live in West Texas. It gets pretty cold. What's up with the Mercedes? Oh,
it's just sitting there.
It's just sitting there right now, unfortunately. I need to figure out what's line blew on the hydraulic.
You've been needing to figure that out for over, what, 2.5 months?
Well, you know, I got a lot going on.
No, you don't.
And you keep adding to the pot.
I never had anything.
What's everybody's biggest payday at the scrapyard? Oh, that's a good question. So my biggest payday, that's a good question because the most amount of money I've ever had in a ticket, it was within a 24-hour period, but it was over 2 days. I was picking up wire and transporting it to Miami, but at the same time, I was my customer had so much 600 MCM, literally pallets and pallets and pallets of it. They were stripping it as fast as they could with their basically a version of a Stripmeister type setup. You know, the one thing with the one blade on top, single pass, you got to peel this stuff. They were they had a guy stripping it. He was doing about, I'd say 3/4 of a Gaylord a day. And I was basically picking up, well, he had, what did he have? He had some already stripped. I made a video on it. I was picking up the stuff and buying some of the stuff he didn't strip. Like I was buying as much as I could, like as much as I could afford to buy. It turned out to be like $30,000 worth of wire in like 24 hours. Now, some of the wire, I was only making, I think, $300. So I was basically hauling 2 Gaylords at a time. So I'd make $600 for 45 minutes to just driving it from Broward to Miami and then coming back. And I would pay the dude and then I would buy some of the unstripped stuff. Go strip it. I think it was just 2 days of that. I was basically for 2 days, I was just running boxes to Miami. And it turned out to be like $30,000. But I made a couple thousand off. I forget what I did. But I don't think that's my biggest, like my one-time biggest where I bought some wire and I sold it. I probably made $3,000 off of one deal. But like, it's hard to tell because I've gone to the scrap yard and gotten, like, when I used to do those big parking lots, the good thing about them big parking lots is the one company, they would give them to me. I just had to go get them. So I would have a couple $100 in food and fuel, but it was just my labor. And I'd make like $4,000 in a couple days. But it's like, $1,000 a day. Sometimes I could do a big parking lot in 2 days, make $3,000. That's a good question, man. I don't know. $10 Merchant Metals. You made $10, dude. Hey man, how's that granulator going, dude? That sluice that you got. I was watching you do something. I wanted to tell you something about that. Oh, so you have a concrete chute that you're using, and I don't know how you're stopping the copper, but I would almost bend some metal and space it like maybe a foot apart to stop the actual copper somehow, or put a lip at the end. I gotta go watch your video again. But I noticed you were like slowing down the insulation. When I was running my sluices, what I found is speeding up the water and injecting more water as I was going, blasting the insulation and keeping it moving fast was the best way to actually separate all the stuff. I mean, it might work different for your setup, but in my setup, that was the best thing. And then collecting anything that was heavy afterwards, it may have looked crazy or stupid, but the 3 buckets worked amazing. And how those buckets did their job is the top of the open part of the bucket, and they were on a slight angle, was wide open, so the water would flow in there full speed. The water would hit, I put a baffle in there. It would hit a baffle where it had to go down and come back up. Well, when it went down, most of the heavy stuff, if there was any copper, would settle down in that thing. Now, the outlet on the first one was only as wide as like my chute, or even maybe even narrower. I think it was as wide as the chute. And then each bucket got wider and wider, and it caught more and more of the fine copper. Man, your stuff looked pretty clean, but I noticed you had a couple pieces of wire that got through. Your screen on that granulator might not be small enough. My screen did the same thing. I remember finding it did like 90%, but there were some pieces that wasn't liberating the plastic. And I don't know if yours has room to do this, but I laid a piece of metal on the inside of my screen. I think I tack welded it in there, and then I flipped it over and I drilled every one of those holes by hand, a smaller size. Now I messed up the first time. Well, not messed up. It was a lesson learned. I drilled them too small. It wouldn't let the copper actually go through and just clogged up the machine. And then I drilled it one size bigger, and it was perfect. I never had pieces that still had copper on it after that. It's all about the screen size. And separating that insulation, you want to keep that insulation moving. Like after you blast it, like I was hydroblasting my stuff, you want to get it moving fast again and away from the copper. I just talked to my friend. I call him my CNC buddy. He's an engineer and a machinist, and has got an awesome CNC machine. I'm really trying to work on that one there. which would be great because all the neighbors just told me that all the machine shops in this area have closed. And the same thing actually happened in Palm Beach County. Most of the machine shops shut down. None of these young people, none of the children of these old timers that ran these machine shops want to run them or even know how to run them. You know, the youth is really, we got problems coming, man. Oh, but my sluice, I talked to him about repairing the shaft, about maybe possibly turning it down and either sleeving those things or turning down the shaft, welding it, or maybe just weld it to start with and turn it back to an acceptable thing. I really got to get that granulator running or just get another one. I don't know what happened to the guy. I lost his number. I was messaging with a guy. He's up in Georgia. If he ever sees this, I need him to message me again. He said he had 2 granulators. Excuse me. He only wanted $500 a piece for him or something. Let's see. See you scrapping. You had an $8,000 payday. Nice. Super moons when it was full Wednesday. Solar storms. Had northern lights. Wednesday night. 1 live hour north. Dag, dude. I'd want to see the northern lights. That seems so cool. Light up the sun. Yeah. The giant sunlights. I want to fix the other ones. I got 3 of them. So I'd like to take that radio tower, which is telescoping. I'd like to put it on the corner here. So I can telescope it up and just light up the whole fields. That's funny. The neighbor said that the people that used to live here, the woman had like dementia or something, and she thought the neighbors were spying on them. So now I remember in the videos, I was wondering why I have a patch of woods that's fenced off and there's no access to it. It's just a patch of woods over there. It's because the guy that lived here planted all them trees there to block basically the woman here. And that's why this white fence is. Eventually we'll probably take this white fence down that's back here because I can't see my pasture sitting on the back porch. I think, and that's why it's only on this corner because the lady thought that the people over there were spying on her. I don't know. People are crazy. That blade that Copper Catcher uses on his small motors with his air chisel is a must. The blade. Oh, when he cuts the coils, I really like how he puts the motors on the fire machine and rotates it and hits it with the air chisel. That's pretty slick. Something nips to pull windings. My puller is just a cylinder and a pump, kind of like your setup. I have a pallet puller, but I rarely need it. Yeah. For the most part, those small motors, a pair of like, you can go to Harbor Freight and buy a long set of like nippers and just, file down the ends a little bit so they're not so sharp and they'll grab or weld something flat on there. That's basically what the what's that guy, the Empire of Dirt. He has a solid setup. I mean, it's good for the AC compressors. A lot of the machines and a lot of what people are doing are good for the AC compressors and that size motor, stuff this big, stuff you can pick up and handle. The stuff I'm gearing up for, you're not picking up and handling, like I want the big 1,000-pound motors. I want to be able to do them efficiently, fast, just knock them out and be done with them. Every aspect of it. So that's what we're gearing up for. Cold Canadian air makes its way down here. I actually like the really cold, brisk air. It just feels like you're breathing cleaner air and it's easier to breathe. It's actually nice because it's like, it's cold, it condenses. So when you breathe in, you're breathing in more oxygen. It's like the cold air intake on a car. It's like my Mercedes. When it's cold out, it loves the cold weather because the blower, it's got an intercooler, or uses coolant water to cool down the charge, the air intake charge. When it's cold out, I feel there is a definite improvement in horsepower and response, man. It wants to run. Yeah, I get out there and I start her up a couple times a week just to keep the it's got hydraulic lifters or something in it. If you don't start it up every now and then, they start tapping. So I've been keeping her up and running. I just need to get the suspension sorted. And the Hound Town over there. She had all the people's attention today. She was begging so hard. T-shirt weather, man. I'm always in t-shirt weather. I got 408 at Delray last week, $8,340. I had around 2,000 in it. Dag, dude, that's a nice return, dude. I couldn't remember how much that first load was. It was nice. $29 degrees here in South Central Indiana. No, thank you. I saw that super moon was really big. It's still out there? Yeah. Let's see. It looks nice. Oh, there's some like lightning going off in the background too. I wonder if I could hook that camera up and use it as a second camera and zoom in on things. Now that it's cold, like I've noticed the bugs have slowed down a little bit and the mosquitoes. So, and those cameras work when it's cold out. For whatever reason, like you can see farther with them or see a little more clearly. I'm going to go out in the middle of my field or close, I don't know, maybe the animals will bother me. I'm going to put a tripod up because the last couple times I zoomed in, when you're zooming in on like the moon or the stars, the slightest little, you're like miles off. It's like, it's crazy. You got to be really solid and move in and let the camera actually focus and take it in. It's really nice. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I got some really good footage from when I got married. We had that camera on the beach and we actually watched like they launched a rocket, which is funny. Those rockets just kind of go like this. And they don't look like they go like that. It's really weird. But that's a story for another day or another channel. um My copper sluice videos were your first projects out videos? Really? Adam W. Did you see them like when I put them up, or did you find them later, like when I already had a bunch of videos? Because those videos were like really early, dude. I need to get an actual granulator myself, but I want to get an air vibration separation table instead of water. So I've seen a couple things you can buy cheap. Um, I just don't like the air because, like, with the granulator, you're chopping that stuff. It actually creates dust, like fine, really fine particles of dust. I always wanted to put a like a um I don't know if I'd want to inject water into the actual granulator or just under it, and then maybe put a something to just keep the dust down. I just knew that was dusty. Well, there's a guy, and this guy is what inspired me to make a water sluice and get a granulator. Um, he's like, I think he's an English guy, and he made a water sluice out of some diamond plate, and he used a keg to make like a hydrocyclone. And his first thing was a water sluice, but then he made his own air separation thing. You might want to check his channel out. Um, I forget what his thing is titled. He's got a weird name. I'm subscribed to his channel. I might be able to find it. But it's like if you Google homemade water sluice, homemade copper chopper and water sluice, his videos will be the ones that come up. And it's a tricked out. I loved his setup and his idea. He explains it in one video. His idea of his water sluice with the diamond plate goes down and then it opens up. And he was explaining that what that does is it slows down the flow, like it's really fast and rushing when it's tight, and then it slows it down when it opens it up, and it gives the copper time to settle, and then the insulation rubs off. But then he was running it through that. He was running it through that keg, and the guy I'm getting the Kubota from just gave me a keg. Now I don't know if I'm gonna actually use it for something like that because I have a different idea I want to do along the same lines. But I've already worked it out in this crazy mind of mine. After that first sluice and everything I learned with it, there was two main things that I didn't have that I've figured out an awesome way. Not only is it going to work awesome, but it's going to look awesome. It's going to look, when I tell you, like the guy dubbed my thing the Frankensluice. The Frankensluice 2.0 is going to be crazy. I've slowly gathered up a lot of the parts over the couple years. Some of the things we're going to have to just straight up make or repurpose. But here's the two things that I had problems with. One, getting it from the granulator into the sluice. Now, if you notice in them videos, I would just chop it all up, shovel it into a bucket, and then dump it in there. The problem with that is the water sluice, even though I was using a hose, I didn't have enough flow, is because I was dumping a 5-gallon bucket in one shot. I mean, there was probably 40 pounds of copper, 25, or maybe 25 to 35 pounds of copper, depending on how full it was in that at a time. So it would just, drop right down and settle there. If it was trickling in that sluice, you know, as fast as like it was coming out of the machine, it would have never, it would have just did its job. I wouldn't have had to sit there and hydroblast it with an additional hose, you know, or added more pumps. You know, it would have done its thing. So one of the problems that I've solved in my mind, how I'm going to do my next setup, and it's going to be compact, and it's going to be like there's other ways of doing it, but it takes up a lot of space. I want a small footprint. Okay. One thing is getting it from the bottom of the granulator into the sluice. I've got it covered. It's going to look cool. It's going to function. And when it goes into its first thing, I'm probably going to be able to separate it 90, if not all, of the insulation right out the gate. Probably 90 plus percent I can see disappearing right away. And then I'm actually going to do something to all of the insulation, because I've decided I'm going to do something right away. It's going to drop off into a regular sluice that's going to have something else implemented. And then it's going to go, it's basically just going to go like this, back and forth. And every time the copper is coming back, the water that's exhausted is never going to react with that copper again. The insulation is going to come off. Like in my other one, I had 1, 2, 3 sluices. And every sluice, the copper and the insulation would go to each one. I've figured out a way, once it goes off of the first thing, it's going to separate the copper. And then that insulation that's floated off the top will never be reintroduced. So each step, it's just going to be one more notch of separating it more, and then to its last thing. And that's the other thing was collecting it. I always had to scoop it out when I was done. I would always scoop it up into the flow and try to liberate any insulation that got trapped under the copper. And the only reason it got trapped under there is because I was dumping so much at once. Like if you're feeding it at the rate that the machine's actually putting it out, it's going to eliminate so much of that problem. It's just going to float the stuff off, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be, I guarantee you there's going to be at least 3 things that have never been implemented with grinding copper. Okay. 2 of them are out there, but for other purposes. Okay. One of them is something that I've thought about. I've had an idea from the very beginning, after watching how the copper and the water reacts, of how to separate it and keep it separated quickly. And you could do it in a 4-foot section of sluice, but your sluice has to have some things going on that I haven't seen anywhere. None of the gold mining, silver mining, anything that they use water for separation, none of them have it. Will it work? I have no idea, but I'm going to try. And I'm going to use that hockey arena glass that I got, so you can actually see it happening. Now I'm going to build it. I'm going to talk to a couple people, my engineer buddy, about what's going on and what I'm doing, what it's actually doing. And then it might be something I could possibly patent. I don't know, because I think it could be actually used for other applications, not just in like metal recoveries, separating things by density. you know, I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay. We just hit over 2 hours. I'm rambling. Um Mount Baker Mining and Metal has a cool shaker table for separating caliber. Yeah. I've talked to that dude. He's a good guy, Jason over there. He's got some cool videos. He's doing some cool things. Those tables are not cheap. I wanted to buy one of his hammer mills years ago, but I was talking to him about how many tons. I think he had a 1 ton an hour setup and a 2 ton an hour setup. And I was talking to him about the transformers, and I was kind of telling him what I was doing. In my opinion, for what I was doing at the time, my presses were a better choice for that style transformer. One, there was no consumables. The machine, there's nothing you have to replace or wear out. I mean, I would break the machine and have to weld it up, but there was nothing I had to replace. You could just keep cranking out transformers all day long as fast as you can feed them in there. Those hammer mills, you could throw a big 20-pound transformer in there or whatever, 30-pounder, 1,015. You couldn't just chuck constantly. You could do it pretty quick if you get the bigger machine, but you had to let it kind of kick some of that stuff out before you threw another one in there. My machine, it may not have been able to do 2 tons an hour or whatever his machine was doing, but the cost and what it costs to run that machine, the big, what do you have, 50 horse motors on there or something like that, the energy to do all that, and then to beat them hammers and then the wear plates and the armor and all that stuff. It didn't make sense to do that. Would I love a hammer mill? Absolutely. Do I plan on having one day? Yes. But and I think at the time he was willing to sell me a hammer mill for like $5,000. Now that was just no motor, no stand. I just wanted the hammer mill and a set of hammers. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's where I was at with that. But I did talk to him on the phone. Nice guy, cool dude, makes some cool content. He's in the mining gold. Okay. Any more questions? Get them in now. Anything y'all want to say? Because I'm going to wrap this up. Go take a shower. It's been a long day. Got to get up early today and knock out a bunch of stuff. I got to build a whole shed, and I got to get some scrapping in because I got to head down south and see what they got. I'm 25 away from 1K. Once I hit that goal, I'm going to start making videos again. Been busy with life. Otherwise, scrapping on the fly, you're 25 away from 1K. Do it. Hold on a second, man. Let's see if I'm subbed to you. I'm pretty sure I'm subbed to like most of the whoop. Scrapping. I don't know if this is searching my channel or everything. Let's see. Man, YouTube is weird, man. Sometimes you could search things literally like Mr. Scrappity. Who's this? I put scrapping on the fly and I'm getting Miss Canadian Scrapper, Florida Scrapper. Oh, hey, project's out. I come up in my own search. Empire of Dirt, the Copper Catcher, Scrapping Pallet Man. Let's get scrappy. Yeah, that's so weird. Maybe it's because let me search YouTube. Hold on. Hold on, dude. I'm gonna see if I'm subscribed to you or not. Whoops. Maybe I spelled your name wrong. Okay. Let's see. Scrapping on the fly. Hold on. There's a woman. 1.5 1 point. I'm losing my mind. I must be getting really tired. Hold on a second, dude. I gotta find your name. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Anyway, yeah, if y'all got comments, leave them now. I'm just gonna find this guy's. Oh, no wonder. Scrapping on the fly. Scrapping on the fly 77. That makes sense. Sorry, dude. No spaces either. Dude, why? Oh, thumbprint comes up. Why am I not getting your channel to come up? Wow, that's cool. What is that? I built a rocket propeller. Huh. I got something cool to watch later. Oh, anyway, dude, I'm pretty sure I'm like subscribed to you. Can I just click on your name in here? StreamYard has me go through let's see. Whoops. Hold on a second. I don't know. I'll have to look into it, man. I'm sorry I can't find it right now. But I will give you a sub to help you out there. If anyone else is in this chat and the chat and you're not subscribed to him, let's help this guy get to 1,000 subscribers so he can start making videos again. I mean, I got a whole bunch of messages here. When is that? Today?
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday is Veterans Day? Okay. Well, thank you for all the veterans. Anybody in here a vet? If you are, thank you for your service. Huh. Google has a better search engine than Google has a better search engine than YouTube itself. Dude, what is that? A hot rod? Your friend's hot rod? There you go. I just subscribed, dude. 977. So I'm your 978th. Man, I wonder who was my 1,000th subscriber. Who got me eligible for monetization? Huh. That happened during that scandemic over that thing that happened. Quiet down. Anyway, let's see what you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Derek, did you figure out how to change the controls on the skid steer? Talk to a Kubota dealer mechanic, and maybe he can help you. No, I haven't really looked into it. Your shed video just came up 30 minutes ago. Oh. You're all finger red number one, finger red number one, finger red number one. What? Okay. I've been here since the carport days. The invention of the copper donut. The good old copper donuts. I think I'm gonna have to bust out a copper donut, man. It's been a while. I actually think I scrapped my donut maker. Only because it was like all the nuts were stripped and it needed a bigger center shaft. I think I've been watching around 3 years ago. I've been an easy video user for 5 years. Dag, dude. Thanks, Adam. You've been pretty much from the beginning then. I've seen it. That's how I built my sluice of his measurements. Oh, that's cool. So you know who I'm talking about, Copper Catcher. It's an English guy. Cool dude. Looking forward to the video. Have a good night, Merchant Metals. Thanks for stopping by. Who else we got? What part of Florida am I in? Kind of in the middle. That's about all I can say. Did you? Auger is the answer. I want to go to air because when I don't have to dry the copper if I'm going to melt it. Yeah, that makes it easier. When I get insulated wire, I figure about 25% is insulation. Is that what you found? On to the smaller stuff, once you step up into like the MC stuff, it's 15. I think even on the really big stuff, like 10%, maybe 15%. I always factor in about 15% on the wire I buy because I buy a lot of big stuff and some little stuff. And I'm usually within like, 20, 30 bucks, 40 bucks, maybe. Like I know when I buy it, I can go off the weight, figure what I'm going to get out of it stripped as bright and shiny, and know what my profit's going to be. There are drill operated augers, drill holes and flower bowl, holes and ice fishing holes for fence posts and farm and big boy augers for moving grain. Okay, well, is it true that granulated copper is less in price than shiny bright? Yeah, I was getting less for my chops than bright and shiny. Now it might have just been there. I was the only person selling them chops. So, and they were sitting on it for a while. So they probably were paying me a lower price just so they can cover themselves. And they also got downgraded one time when I first started. I didn't know. I was chopping everything. I'm like, oh, great. I can just chop all this wire and get a granulated price. I was throwing communication cable in there that had like tin coated copper, aluminum. Since I was sweeping it off the floor and into the sluice, there was dirt, glass. They actually had 1,000 pounds of granulates get rejected at the mill as number one chops and downgraded to number two chops. That was a whole thing. I explained it before. I had them send me a list of all this stuff. I mean, there was glass, dirt, and that the actual metal that they tin coat the copper with, that silver stuff, I actually knew what it's actually called. Like they said, oh, this, and this is in contaminant in there. And I was like, what is that? And when I researched it, they said it's what they use to coat copper to, for certain applications. Anyway, y'all have a good night. The chop is not as much as bright and shiny. That's why I strip all mine. Yeah. I don't know. Some people say, oh, I get the same price. I don't understand that because I never could. And it's like its own category. It's not bright and shiny. It's copper chopped. It's like a whole different thing. So anyway, you're welcome, Scrapping on the Fly. I hope people hook you up. Anybody that sees this, go give that guy, get him his 1,000 subs, man. Let him get motivated to pump out some content. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good night. Gary Henderson, thanks for subbing to that guy. Anyway, y'all have a good night. I hope y'all have a great week coming up. I'm going to have a busy week. The next couple weeks are going to be busy. Got a lot going on over here, and there's going to be a lot of content coming out. So I hope you guys stay tuned for all that. I want to thank everybody that came to the stream tonight. I really appreciate it. And we just dropped a video of what I was doing today. And I hope you enjoy it. So on that note, I'm going to go take a shower, go to sleep, and end my weekend off on a good note. And I hope you all have a good night and a wonderful week going forward. Thank you. Good night.